I'm outside today unboxing a Chinese clone from Bresser, and it's a clone of a GoPro camera. Obviously, I'm going to pull this thing apart and see what it looks like. Well, here's all the stuff you get with it. A whole ton of different connectors and mounts to mount this thing to whatever you want to. A little pouch to carry it in. I got this for $39 at a little grocery store called Aldi's. Aldi's is a really unique store that was, I believe, started in Germany. And they carry just about everything. They don't carry it for very long. They get stuff in when it sells out. They may never get it again, and they may get it again in a month or 6 months. But I got the absolute last one in my area. Hopefully this turns out at least halfway decent. It does have a 3-year warranty, which is kind of surprising on a cheap little camera like this, but then again, they probably won't pay out on it anyway, even if something did go wrong, and the vast majority of people on a $40 item are just going to throw it in the trash. But I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out and see if I can get it working. Alright, here is the camera itself. And you can see it kind of looks like a GoPro, not exactly. It's got a button here for power and selecting through different modes. And it's got an up-down choice buttons to go through the menu system, and it's got the OK button here, which is to take pictures or to start the video. It's got an LCD screen in the back so you can see what's going on, and it's got a slot here for your SD card and a USB and a micro HDMI. Alright, let me go ahead and turn this thing on. What's going on here, and you can see right away the screen is pretty tiny. It doesn't take up the whole thing like a GoPro does, and the resolution is not that great, but I'll press the mode button here, and it's got another menu here on the back. You can choose video resolution, picture, photo timer. It's got a burst, motion detection, which is kind of neat, loop recording, and you can make it turn off automatically, do a system reset. It's got the battery indicator here. It's got your real-time clock. It tells you there's memory in it and how full it is. You can see this one's at 720p. Now what I'm going to do is go through and see what this thing looks like in the dark. And just as contrast, here is this GoPro. You can see that even the GoPro has trouble maintaining a decent picture in a low light situation. Just for contrast, here's what the GoPro looks like in full light, but I'm going to get this thing mounted to my bike. I'm going to use this bike attachment that came with the camera. I'm going to see if I can get this thing tightened up and put on there and mount the camera on the bike. Hit the bike trails and see what this camera can do. And here I am on the bike trail, going through some of the bike trail. You can see the edges of the picture here are just terrible, and the light going into the lens is just doesn't do a good job handling it at all. And another little lesson learned, I've got the camera mounted to the handlebars, and that just does not work well. The picture is way too bouncy. It just looks absolutely terrible. So who is this camera for? Should you buy one? Well, if you want nice video and good pictures, no, you probably shouldn't. However, I would recommend it for people with kids. Here's why. They're going to keep whining and yelling that they want a GoPro camera. They want a GoPro camera. You tell them, well, if you can show me that you can take care of this, and you're not going to lose it, you're not going to break it, maybe we'll think about a GoPro. That way, if they lose it, if they break it, you're out $40 instead of being out $400. If this is helpful to you, or maybe even remotely entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. I've got all kinds of videos that are coming out. Some of them weird. But I'll tell you what, you grind them until you find them.